Fans of the Wolf Hall TV series have been waiting for the follow-up for around a decade now, and finally that wait is going to be over, with The Mirror and the Light predicted to hit our screens later this year. So while we wait for that to happen, let's take a look at some of the new characters that will be hitting our screens this season. The Howard family was one of the largest dynasties in Tudor England, and they were particularly fond of the name Thomas. We've already met one Thomas Howard in the form of the 3rd Duke of Norfolk, who appeared throughout season 1. And this season we're going to be introduced to another Thomas Howard in the form of the Duke's younger half-brother, Lord Thomas Howard, who in the Mantell novels is distinguished from his brother by being referred to by other characters as Tom Howard the Lesser. Now, whether his arrival at the royal court is going to be a help or a hindrance to the Duke remains to be seen. It's not immediately obvious from her name, but Mary Fitzroy is in fact another member of the Howard family. She is the daughter of Thomas Howard, the 3rd Duke of Norfolk, and his wife Elizabeth Stafford. In season 2 we're going to be introduced to her around 1536, when she is about 18 years old. Now, although she's young, as the wife of Henry Fitzroy, Duke of Richmond, who is Henry VIII's illegitimate son, she is one of the senior noblewomen at the royal court, and the young Duchess of Richmond is also close friends with one of the other new characters this season, Margaret Douglas. Margaret Douglas is the daughter of one of Henry VIII's sisters, Margaret Tudor, and her second husband, Archibald Douglas, the Earl of Angus. This makes Margaret Douglas the younger half-sister of King James V of Scotland and Henry VIII's niece. Now, she spent most of her life growing up in England, first in the household of Cardinal Wolsey and then in the household of the Princess Mary. She is an increasingly common presence at the royal court. It's a little bit of a long shot, but if Henry VIII doesn't manage to have a legitimate male heir, and if he doesn't make any of his illegitimate children, Henry Fitzroy, Mary or Elizabeth, legitimate heirs, then the throne of England will pass to Margaret Douglas on his death. Another young woman who's going to be appearing in this season is Elizabeth or Bess Uhtred. Now, we haven't seen her previously because she was married to Anthony Uhtred, one of Anne Boleyn's supporters, and they spent the majority of their short marriage living together in Jersey. Now, when The Mirror and the Light starts in 1536, she is widowed now, she has 2 young children, and she is living in Yorkshire. Elizabeth doesn't have her sister's advantages, and she finds herself relatively short of funds, and she's going to be looking around for someone to help her improve her financial situation.